Hi, I'm your host Ken Lammers, and welcome to Cltv, the Nearly Lost of Voice edition.
The number you have reached, 911, has been changed to a non-published number.
Hi, Ken Lammers here. I apologize if my voice kind of slips in and out. I've had a cold for the last few days. At least I got a voice today. I didn't have one yesterday. What we're going to talk about are the top 5 practical blog posts that I saw in the last week. First of all, we're going to talk about Seeking Justice. And Seeking Justice has a post titled Vouching Towards Reversal, in which the Fifth Circuit took part of the argument from a prosecutor, and it went through it, and there were 4 different statements the prosecutor made, all of which the Fifth Circuit interpreted as vouching. Personally, I saw 2 of those as vouching, and Tom, he only saw one of them, the one that was straight up vouching. I'm not sure if the court meant all that together or meant each single type was vouching. Problem is, it includes things like, the venerable, why would a police officer lie and risk his career argument. I mean, we've all seen prosecutors do it because it's a fairly compelling argument. Why would this officer lie and risk his 22-year career just to convict some guy for having, 2 packets of cocaine in his pocket, 2 corners. Of course, we all know that there's counters to that as well, but it's a fairly typical argument. Next, we come to defending people, and in defending people, Mark's over there asking the question, do you love the law? And he basically says no, and has a very poor opinion of the law. And he also has a poor opinion of people who describe themselves as litigators, attorneys, or put that little ESQ on their card. Basically, I think his problem is with those people who are, high up in the legal stratosphere who don't deal with or know how things happen in the real world. I kind of agree with him there. We've all dealt with them, and unfortunately, the problem is that usually they're making the rules for those of us who actually have to deal with things. But, go over to defending people, check it out. Next, we have Objection, and Objection has a posting about how he got 60 months for his DUI conviction, which he has been prosecuting. I think it's DUI 5th. Apparently in Washington you have to get to 5 before it's a felony, unlike Virginia where it's 3 to a felony. 60 months, and he talks about what the sentencing is like in Washington, where they add points and how they do it. Western Justice is a fairly long entry where he's going through his jury. He's going through a jury trial that he had and describing what went on in it. And as he describes it, he knows he's going to lose right out of voir dire because it's a DUI without the tests, and the judge won't even let him strike the lady who says no, you can't convict somebody without the tests. And he's got some more interesting characters on it. He talks a little bit about the officer, how the officer reacted when asked different questions by a defense attorney. And then he goes on, he talks about how the defense attorney apparently tried to bore the jurors into finding not guilty, and lays out how the defense attorney's closing argument could have been 4 separate Law and Order episodes. And finally, we've got Simple Justice. And Simple Justice is talking about Sean Bell, 50 wasted bullets. This is a case where the police who were undercover apparently got a guy attacked him, tried to attack him with a car. They fired a bunch of bullets into his car. And, Scott's talking about how important it is. It's not really all that important at 50. It's sensational that it's 50 bullets shot in the car. But what's important is the first bullet, because the first bullet is justified, then every shot thereafter is justified in an attempt to resolve the situation where someone's trying to kill a police officer. Scott also talks about how the case looks like it's being lost by the prosecutors, and how there are certain people who, including himself, maybe, who are suspicious that the prosecutors may not be pursuing this one as fully as they could. I don't know. I've never seen. Well, in Virginia, if we were going to prosecute an officer or somebody we were close to, you get usually you end up getting outside counsel comes in and does the special prosecution. A prosecutor from another county or a private attorney who comes in and prosecutes specially. The prosecutor's office is considered, to be conflicted for obvious reasons, because you work with these guys every day. I'm not sure. I guess they don't do this in New York. I think it's a bad idea for the local prosecutor's office. I don't care how guilty the guy looks to prosecute an officer who's still on the force. But apparently that's not what they do in New York. And ladies and gentlemen, I've stumbled through this. Sorry, this is a little bit quick, and my voice isn't all there. Just getting over this cold, and hopefully next time I put something up, I'll be in a little bit better shape. Y'all have a good week.